It's Taco Tuesday, and today I made these delicious puffy tacos with a super delicious chicken filling. Let me show you how I made these delicious puffy tacos. Mm. You just cannot go wrong with any type of taco, but these ones here are so good. To begin with, in my pot, I'm going to be adding some chicken thighs. This is muslos. I'm using about 3 pieces. And to that, I'm going to add just enough water to cover it. I'm going to bring that to a boil. Once at a boil, I'm going to remove all these impurities, all this foam. And I'm going to cover that and let this cook for about an hour and a half. After an hour and a half, as you can see, it is super tender. And this is why you want to cook it for that long. I'm going to go ahead and just shred it right in my pot. And then to this, I'm going to add in some chicken knorr, some cumin, and some salt. The list of ingredients and the measurements I will be having for you down in the description box. I'm going to give that a quick stir. And to this, I'm going to be adding some minced garlic. I'm going to give this another quick stir. And then I'm going to be adding some diced Roma tomatoes, some diced celery, some diced bell pepper, and some onion. I'm going to make sure that all this is all mixed in together. And to this, I'm going to be adding in 1 whole can of tomato sauce. This is to give it flavor and to give it color. I'm going to mix this, cover this, and I'm going to cook this on medium for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, this delicious chicken mixture is ready. At this point, you want to taste it, and you can add more seasonings if you like, but this to me is perfect. And this is done, and it's ready for our tacos. And now I'm going to show you how I make the masa for the puffy tacos. To begin with, this is some maseca. You can use any brand that you want. I'm going to add in some flour, some baking powder, salt, a little bit of sugar. And I'm just going to whisk this together. I'm going to add in some melted butter. I'm just going to give this a quick mix. And I'm going to slowly start adding some water. This is just some warm water. You want to add the water in slowly because what you're trying to achieve here is not like how you make tortillas. When you make the actual corn tortillas, you're making the dough more pliable. This, you want it more dry. So I'm just going to be adding it a little bit at a time and then mixing. And now that I have got it to the consistency that I need, I'm just going to dump it on my surface, and just with my hands, I'm going to knead it and bring it together. And now I'm just going to be cutting this into equal pieces. Once that's done, I'm going to start rolling each piece into balls and just placing them back into my bowl. And now I'm just covering this with some saran wrap. This will have to rest. You should let your masa rest for a minimum of 30 minutes. If you can do an hour, that's even better. But 30 minutes is good. I'm going to let mine rest for just 30 minutes, and we'll see you in a little bit. While my dough is resting, I'm going to bring up my vegetable oil to a temperature of 375. Meanwhile, I'm going to start pressing down my dough balls with my tortilla press. And I'm going to be doing them like about medium size. You can make them as big or as small as you like. And what I do is just on the outer, just press down. And this one is done. And what I'm going to also be doing is grabbing some parchment paper. And I'm going to lay one down, add a parchment paper, and lay the other one down. And the parchment paper will keep them from not drying out. Once my oil was to the proper temperature, I'm going to start dropping them in there. Basically, I'm just going to wait for it to puff up. Once it puffs, I'm flipping it over. And with the spatula right in the middle, just press down. This really doesn't take too long. And after about 30 seconds, maybe 20, 30 seconds, you've got your first puffy taco. I'm just draining out the rest of the oil. And then I'll be setting these on my rack to continue to drain off the oil. And I'll just continue with the rest of my masa. And these are all done. It's time to assemble. I'm going to add the chicken mixture, some shredded cheese, some shredded lettuce, some diced tomato, and a dollop of some guacamole. Super delicious. These look so, so good. I like to serve mine up with a side of rice and a side of beans, and also with some delicious salsa tatemada. You can serve yours up however you like. And these puffy tacos with some delicious chicken filling are done and ready to enjoy. That first bite is just so amazing.